What up, people? We live. It's the CoEd edition of Birds of a Feather. It's your girl, hey, AJ Super Princess here with my boy Eddie B. What's up?
Yo, what's going on? Are you
All right.
are you getting as anxious as I am right now, or are you still ain't gonna say?
You can tell I am because normally I would say we could wait till the day before to do this pod, but honestly, it's only Wednesday and I'm joining many of
I
the
was
Tweeter people
I was
going
expecting
nuts.
that. I was expecting that call from you today. Like, oh, I need.
It's bad when I call Eddie first because normally Eddie's the one checking up on me and saying, "Hey." All right. So yes, it is Wednesday, people. 4 days away
Yes,
from Super Bowl greatness that is about to embark on our television screens and in our hearts, and hopefully will make us all nice and happy and drunk by the end of the night. Um, and not even if you're not drunk, just happy. But
I'm just happy. Yeah,
I I am one of the people who are probably getting light in the wallet this week because they're so antsy for this game that they're buying random shit. And so I settled for buying a very Bobo, if you can tell, it's a Philly thing, knit cap, which looks nothing like the logo that they were selling on the website. Why? Because I got impatient and I didn't realize that everything was going to start selling out weeks before
yeah.
your team goes to the Super Bowl.
I'm trying
Idiots.
to. I'm trying to wait and. Uh, I didn't buy any of the NFC Championship stuff, so
I don't want any more NFC champion stuff. I want Super Bowl stuff.
that's why I didn't buy any. None of my friends had bought it. I was like, I'm
Yeah.
not buying that shirt. Like, not yet.
All right, so it'll start 6:30 on Sunday, which means the game doesn't start till 8 because they know it's a whole bunch of festivities. And once you sit through 20,000 anthems, you know, bits that we've seen edited throughout the week from Media Week. I don't know
Hmm.
if you watched any of the Media Week footage, Eddie, but you didn't miss much. There were a few funny shots that luckily Philadelphia media PR people edited, chopped and screwed, and it's all over TikTok and other social medias. I don't know if you caught any of the funny Flay footage, but Flay is obviously going to be worth watching in any.
Slay is a fool and a half.
He is a fool and a half. So far, some of the clips I've caught him talking about is how Jalen talks. The one of the questions to some of the players was, "What are your favorite things that Jalen says, like catchphrases?" And the way he always talks, he kind of get into that little snarl. He gets
Yeah,
talking like
but
real shit, so like that.
you see the one
So
where
he was
Jalen could hear him?
Jalen sitting
The
there
one
going
you
to get his
sent me,
thoughts together, and he goes because
yeah,
he can hear Slay right
I
over
was
them because
crying when you sent me that one. I was like, yo, this is so funny.
these earrings are getting my nerves. This whole setup, first of all, let's just talk about the fact the setup is in the middle of an arena in Kansas City in the Phoenix downtown Phoenix. They have them in a boxing ring.
Yeah,
It's kind of weird. They got them. I don't know if they did this during the Super Bowl in Minneapolis. I think they just had them on a general stage,
yeah,
and each night was a different night for media. But I think they kind of wrapped it up in one night for both teams to do their media because I guess they felt like, why drag this out? Because I know the first Super Bowl, I felt like they had a different night for most of the players or something. They
yeah.
broke it up longer. Either way, media day doesn't do anything but for the people who have no knowledge about football and for everybody else on the outside who's just excited by the Super Bowl phenomena. It has nothing to do with people who are fans.
Yeah.
But just know that Kansas City showed up as far as showing up to something like that. I wouldn't want to pay tickets just for that, though. I mean, I don't think you really get one-on-one
No.
with players because it's just for the media.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, that's.
you
I
know,
wonder.
that's,
I wonder how much they even charge. If is it anything, or are they just
I'm
like?
wondering if it's free because sometimes, like even like for the Lynx send off, I think they were charging tickets, or maybe they were just asking people to sign up and just get tickets. They only
And
had
give
so
them
many.
and give them out. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. I don't know who went, but I just know when I saw the send off party, I said, I can't get up early even for work day. You think I'm going to get up early to watch the Eagles say goodbye in the middle of the link? No, because they said 9 a.m. I said I'm out. First of all, I don't feel like getting together for anything in
Because
group
you're at
settings.
9 a.m., you're like, no.
No, because I'm supposed to sign in at 9 a.m. and I'm
Yeah.
not always
Well,
crisp.
that's me too. So I mean,
Right. I mean, us remote workers, we know there's a certain time you log on. If you've seen any kind of TikTok making fun of corporate life or remote life now, most likely all of us have our computer right next to us on our bed, or we have to go down to a certain room.
mhm.
So I think with the whole thing with this media night is just for us fans to kind of see if we learn anything different. Other than
Yeah.
that, there's really nothing. My glasses are so dirty. I'm sorry. I keep looking at the monitor. Um, but Eddie's right. I was antsy. I'm sure most people are at this point. It feels like the week is
This
dragging.
has been the longest 2 weeks ever.
ever. I agree that most people, like we said, why do we need this extra week in between?
Well, when your
You know what
team's
I
in the
mean?
Super Bowl, it's so long. Like, it feels so long.
I can imagine the players halfway through the media scrum because again, we have to understand that only certain players were in the separate booths, and
Yeah.
then every other player, the rest of them were on the ground getting radio interviews or whatever. One of the players, CJ, decided he's going to take this into a whole blog. So I can't wait to see what he's accumulated on his YouTube channel. I thought I found his channel, but I don't think it was his.
Nah.
He has a music YouTube channel, and I think there was another channel like he did, like what Matisse did during the bubble, where he had his own like vlog every week. So shout out to
Yeah.
CJ. He's making it worth our whiles because it's his first Super Bowl as well.
Did you
Um,
peep the one? Peep the video with them asking what their favorite Rihanna song was.
I just saw it. I just saw it before I signed off today, and I saw that.
It was
Shout out to
just
Dallas, who actually sang a little bit, which was funny. He sang 4 or 5 seconds. What was that song called? I think is it 4 or 5 seconds? Whatever that
but they
song is,
were all.
Rihanna and Kanye, whatever that
Well,
song is.
yeah, you had a lot of a lot of umbrella singers there
I think
that day.
that's the only song I think most players really know is Umbrella. I'm shocked nobody said
I like Desperado. That's one of my favorites from her.
oh, I don't know that one. Is that from the one where she had the haircut? Like that was like post Chris
I'm
Brown?
trying to remember what the video looks like.
I don't
But
remember.
Desperado is good.
Well, my favorite is Pour It Up from her Unapologetic whatever album. So
Okay.
Pour It Up to me makes more sense, especially if the Eagles win, because that's all they're going to want to do is pour it up. So I'm thinking nobody said that song, but then, how many guys really listen to Rihanna all the way through that they know every song? So some guy said, "What's my name?" Which I
Oh
love that
yeah.
song. It's catchy. Oh, nah, nah, what's my name? Um, Supposedly some of the media too that came up was that Rihanna said that Mahomes was her favorite quarterback. I call bullshit because she probably doesn't know Hurts yet. So I have a feeling if she sees him and he plays as hot as we think he's going to play, if he's truly the Jalen that we know all season, she may start taking back on Kermit.
I
she
know,
may
right?
decide she may decide that GQ is her new favorite QB for the season. So I'm hoping that Hurts and all them put on a show so that Riri, not that
I'm just so sick of him. That's all. I think he's
yeah.
amazing, but I'm sick of him. So
No, look, you're speaking like a true Eagles fan, honestly, Eddie, because I'm the type of
yeah,
person I will try to find the middle road with this type of stuff. Like, let's be real. They're the two
yeah,
best teams at this time.
yeah.
This is a perfect Super Bowl as far as match talent,
Well, it was the first time. Well, I think we still have that edge, as
We
far as
do.
talent wise.
But I mean, as far as, viewership, it should be an entertaining game.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be. It should be so much fun.
I think it was obvious in 2017 that they were
Oh, where are you watching it this year? I meant to ask you that.
my sisters, because I told you, I said I
Okay.
found out before that I heard because Morgan told me.
I was gonna tell you, Josh
She
is
was
doing
telling
it
me that
again.
Josh was having a party, and of course,
Where are we living 2017 all over again?
and that's the thing. Like you would think. Now I feel stupid because I feel like I'm messing it up if something happens they don't win because I'm not there. But
I
whatever.
say bring your sister.
I know if she didn't have kids, she probably would, but she's not down with being social when she's tired. So
Nah. Okay.
she got 3 kids. She's working all the. She's stressed, so she doesn't need that. She doesn't want to leave her
Gotcha.
house. But I honestly do feel like I should be there. But now that I committed to it, it's like I'm kind of hoping to be there with the kids because they'll have no concept of this. They'll probably just be watching for the hell of it. But I like kind of being around new energy.
Mhm.
Plus, I do feel like if they don't win, that I'm really don't want to be around everybody if they're mad. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be around the negative energy if they lose.
Yeah.
So I'd rather be home because that way I can hear everybody say, well, it was a good season, Some people won't.
Yeah.
Like, true Phillyites will be upset. And I don't want to be in the city if there's gunshots and all that shit because there's gunshots when they won. So I can't imagine when they lose what might happen. So, but let's just put it this way. If they lose, I'm not going to be upset personally because they got this far. But I don't think it's the end of any kind of regime for either team.
No.
I think only the teams are definitely going to get better.
This team is young too, so I mean,
Hurts is very young, and we all know that for him to even come back from what he was a year ago when he was the starter, we all know that it can only get better from here. So my whole thing is, if this is the way you start on a really good year, it can only go up from here, and he's definitely going to get paid. So I think at this point, the positives really can't, they can't usurp the negatives or anything. I do feel, I mean, they can usurp the negatives, but I just feel like at this time, this part of the week, sucks because there really is nothing else to think about other than just I want this game to start, you know? And
Yeah.
there's so much in between shit that they have to sit through and go through while they're there. Like I think they had a walkthrough practice today or something.
Mm.
So what, the one thing I want to ask you is, do you feel like there's going to be a trick play like the Philly special?
I'm sure. I'm sure he'll pull out something. I don't know if they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna try and get cute because they want to make sure they stay, you know, ahead or stay, keep it competitive. 'Cause you don't
I
want to get
agree.
because I don't think you need to do that if especially if you're ahead. If they can use their running game and stay ahead, I'm hoping they don't try and get too cute and do like something stupid.
Because this is the game that you don't even want to sit through that, because we've already sat through moments where they did try
Mm,
to get cute and it blew up in their face.
yeah, and
You
that's the
know,
last
like
thing. Yeah.
I better not see no Jake Elliott trying to throw no last minute. I'm not gonna kick. I'm gonna throw a touchdown to Dallas that didn't work last time. Please stop. Don't even think about getting cute. If there's anybody who should be getting cute, it should be the guys that probably have experience being backup quarterbacks, maybe like Greg
Yeah.
Ward, if they for some reason
Who's
use Greg
not?
Ward.
He's not active though. So
He's not active, but I'm just saying, like if
yeah,
they wanted to get cute.
yeah.
Now mind you, they also, I don't know if they said this just because, no, you know what they did today or yesterday? They did team photos. So when they did the running backs photos, they included Trey Sermon. So I don't know if someone on the Eagles PR, because I'm sure they know everything they post, they kind of hinted like, is Serm suiting up? So when they said it like that, I was kind of like, huh? I'm like, of course he's suited up. They're taking pictures of all the running backs. They can't make Sermon active, can they?
Um,
I don't see the point
I
of
don't know
that.
when they made him active. If they did, because I
Yeah.
don't know how bad. I still don't know how bad his injury is. They kept it kind of quiet.
But the fact that he didn't play all season technically,
Yeah, I
you would
think
think
he.
by now he's not as bad.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? If they're
never
still
know.
using Avante,
It could be a surprise. You never know.
but that's my point. Like, because I don't know if you know if there are rules against that. Like, can you make somebody active that wasn't? Because they said everybody participated in practices.
Oh,
That was the latest run through. So that's what I'm saying. Like, because
I
you
know
know how
this.
they have those rules,
Yeah, I know it's the first time they have all their starters available.
and
All
technically,
of
like
them,
you said,
literally.
would Trey be
So
considered a starter, or would he just be like a fourth running back?
yeah, he is. Well, he is a fourth. He's a fourth. Yeah.
He's a fourth
So
running back. So I'm just saying, I'm putting it out there because I saw that on one of the posts today, scrolling in between, and I just thought, why would they even tease that? Because they haven't used him all season,
yeah.
you know. And unless there's something wrong, I mean, obviously, nothing is wrong with Miles for them to say everybody participated. Now, mind you,
Hmm.
when they say participated, that doesn't necessarily mean they were hitting.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
could
it
have did a
doesn't mean
light
they were
load. Yeah.
tackling.
Yeah.
Right. So I personally just feel like this time is for every scenario you could think to pop into your mind. But like, I'm with you. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't try to
Yeah.
get
Don't.
too cute. Whatever's
Yeah.
worked
Leave it.
before. Yeah.
Yeah. Do what got you here. Like
Right.
this
Right.
is just cut and dry. Yeah.
I think tonight's events, from what I saw, there's going to be some kind of a presentation to Jalen Hurts from uh, Patti LaBelle, some other singers, some gospel choir, and they're giving him a Faith and Courage Award.
Hmm.
So I thought that was interesting because then before we started recording, I saw that the NFLPA just presented what's his name? Hamlin. They just presented
Demar
him,
had. Oh, they did.
Damar
Okay.
Hamlin, with an award because, and then they decided as a union they're going to donate to his charity. Which at this point, I think Homie should have like 15 rec centers by the end of the year set
I
up
mean,
for
his
his
charities
cause.
have blown up. I
His
mean,
charity has blown up to the point where I think he has met the mission. And
yeah.
if you're talking about almost 10 million plus, Homie should be able to create his own like rehab center for people that in his situation. And then, if anything, it spurred the Eagles to create some kind of send those AED machines to help jumpstart your heart.
Hmm.
They were donating them to certain parts to other people,
Oh,
basically
okay.
like stressing, like, so that every person who's doing a training camp or anything, like, this is important that you learn CPR, that you learn how to jumpstart a heart in case that happens, like what happened to Damar Hamlin. So
Yeah.
I know that's one of the many things that Lori and them decided to contribute to. Besides the
Mm.
obvious that I noticed if you watched the Pro Bowl, which I have a feeling you didn't.
I watched part of it. I watched some of it.
It
Got
was
a little.
long.
It got a little. It was a little long. Yeah,
It was long. It was long. They really could have nipped that in the bud. I don't understand why they broke up 3 different flag
three
football
games.
games.
Yeah, that was a
Right.
little.
Like to me, I thought the big game was going to be the main flag football, and that was it. Like I thought that was going to be the end.
Yeah,
I do like all the different
the
games
skill things. Yeah, the
because
games
to
are cool.
me,
Yeah,
yeah. What did you see that you thought was interesting to this format? Because they most likely will keep it, but I think
I
they
kind
could.
of, I kind of like the relay gauntlet thing. That was kind of cool.
Yes.
The one, yeah. So
Did you
that
see
was
the one
cool.
where they crashed through the wall? They,
Yeah, the
you
one dude
know,
fell.
that
He
one dude
like,
fell. The one dude crashed through it, and then he rolled and then ran right over the wall, like just like he rolled in time to get up the wall.
yeah,
I like the point of the team having to pull the huge weights off before they all
yeah,
decide to join together and pull it onto a certain line, and then they won. So that
yeah,
back and forth was good because it was definitely good to see linemen booking. It was good to see guys that are big guys anyway put their, they felt useful.
yeah.
Um, I like how they made the quarterbacks and the punters and kickers have to kick and do kick tic-tac-toe so that when they
Oh,
kicked a
see,
certain
I
way, the
missed
ball
that
had
one. I
to.
was trying to catch it, but I missed it.
That was a good skill competition because, and this is the way to me that anybody who hates kickers and punters will say this is what they're good for. This is why they have to be accurate because if they
Just
clearly
drop it
some
in.
guys went
Yeah,
wide left, and sometimes I'll
mm-hmm.
be like, you didn't even look at the board, you just kicked.
Just kicked
It was pathetic, but there was one kicker that got that last it was like they had to get straight AFC A's or
Excuse me.
NFC
Sorry.
ends across the board. So that was a good skills challenge.
Yeah.
I do not understand what the point of they kind of did like almost like with the NBA with slam dunk, they were trying to do the best catch. That kind of
Yeah.
dragged on a little bit, with Stefan
Yeah.
Diggs. He was trying too much. He was doing too much, should I say.
Yeah.
And then the judges being like Snoop Dogg and Pete Davidson, I was like, what? That kind of, yeah. And I don't even know why
Yeah.
Pete doesn't even know I was there. So I'd rather he just say he was a friend of a friend. And they just
He's
said, come go.
probably high in the moment. He knows.
Oh, he was. He was definitely high. Because, of course, one of the scores, he gave a 69 and kept winking at the camera. I said, see, this is why. This is why he didn't need to be there. They had to give some kind of edge because they knew this would be boring to watch. And then you have
Yeah.
people who are commentators. So it's like, what are you commentating? You know what I mean? Like the only time it was really interesting to commentate was the skills challenges that involve like all the players at one time. The quarterbacks had to throw
The
accurately.
quarterback challenge is pretty cool. Usually,
That was
yeah.
good. Snoop was doing good for the Ravens. I think Trevor did okay. I think Trevor threw 2 picks though, even during the flag football attempt, Trevor Lawrence. But whatever, still not indicating that he's not going to be a good quarterback. Jaguars had a surprisingly good season, so I think they're going to be exciting. Dougie P will not be denied again. I feel like the return of Dougie P is coming next season. He knows what this is like.
I mean, they look good. I mean, he definitely made an improvement, with them. So
I'm excited, and no one ain't gave a crap about Jacksonville until this season because honestly, what was there to care about? So, and
nothing,
we know Dougie P because we know how he brought back our team from the dead. So, he has that kind of ability that'll make them watchable. Now, we have to talk about the smack that's been being talked because there's some players that are bitter Betties that have decided to put out quotes, which I don't understand the point because if you're not,
you're talking about the Giants and the 49ers, pretty much.
The Giant player who was on the Good Morning Football who decided to question whether or not
Jordan Love.
No,
Love, right? The safety.
I don't know, some safety, light-skinned safety guy.
Yeah, fuck him.
Obviously, he doesn't really care what he said. The fact that he said anything, I just kind of was just like. And then the fact that CJ read him for filth in a quote I saw later that he said he was like, anybody see these? You got a nerd to be talking. And he's like, He's like, you got captain on your jersey. He's like, that's not the way you lead.
Yeah, I did see that.
If you had a lead, that means you'd be here instead of us.
Yeah, I heard him say that, and I was like, "Ooh, burn!"
I said, CJ has no fear. That's why we love him. CJ has no fear. And then, who was the other Salty Balls? Well, I won't even say Salty Balls. They asked Christian McCaffrey today, or he just said, "I hope both of them lose," and I'm like, well, I can understand, because Ayuk is the one who was mouthy from the 49ers.
Yeah, Ayuk was mouthy, and I also didn't like. He was talking shit about who was it? Trying to say that they're just good defense on paper. Yeah, right.
Okay. He started that, and then they tried to flare up something Kittle said, but I didn't take anything Kittle said to offense because Kittle has every right to talk shit because he's a really great tight end, and I feel like anything he says at this point is obviously going to be because he's mad because they didn't win. But they honestly didn't have a shot after Purdy got hurt. Like once Reddick bent his elbow out of whack, like the game was over. You can't help it if your team wasn't dumb enough to have an emergency QB.
Knowing that defense is relentless, like going after the QB and you don't.
And I don't care how gimpy Jimmy is. He had no problem smiling, laughing on the sidelines. You should have put his ass in a shell. Like, you should have got his ass in the back and said, "We just gonna throw something on because this ain't gonna work. Homie just got a concussion. We need your boss." You know.
You got a torn UCL.
Yeah. So at this point, at the end, like, how emergency?
He's got to get he's got to get Tommy John surgery.
Right.
So.
That sucks. I mean, come on. We got Bryce Harper recovering from that, and most likely Bryce Harper will probably be playing like in April or May, even if people don't think he will. I think he'll probably find a way.
He's just a DH, yeah.
Right? Yeah. Like he played the whole time not on this field. So what's the difference now? Like, the only difference is he may or may not have to swing as much, until he's fully healed. He played with the damn tear, and what's his name had that tear too? Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Which is why I think Josh Allen was throwing worm balls throughout that game. Besides the fact of the weather, but they should be used to the weather. There are certain injuries that people have to realize, like, will affect your game.
Oh yeah.
So I think that people not realizing Brock Purdy had that opportunity that didn't happen. And so, is that his fault necessarily? No, but it's the coach's fault for not having an emergency QB. And you have to wonder why your people didn't tell you to look at Devonta's drop. That was a big factor in that game. Now, mind you, I still thought the Eagles would have won, even if they didn't count the touchdown.
Yeah.
But the point was, y'all were sleeping on a whole lot of shit during this game. And the fact that you took the Eagles lightly, again, is the reason why Ayuk is out here talking shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're just butthurt. They're so butthurt from that game, that's all.
And I don't think it has anything necessarily to do with the Eagles. If you
the Giants are too, so I mean...
And the Giants have every reason to be there because we're always going to whip their ass. Like, they had their time with us. So let's just put it like straight up. Like, just because y'all were starting to finally get the flow, y'all decided to start participating. Doesn't necessarily mean it's our fault, because this is not one of these years where they can look back like 2 years ago where they said that we pulled our starters and that ruined the game for them. That wasn't the reason this year. We just beat you 3 times, like, period. Now, mind, like I say, if you're going to prepare for a Super Bowl, everybody's going to be bitter. But I'm looking at these commercials, and they keep teasing certain players in these commercials. So there's certain players that have already probably gotten some money for the Super Bowl and are cashing in regardless of them not being in it.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you're still going to get your shine. What's his name? What's his name? The safety, Jalen Ramsey, is always talking shit. Now they're trying to say that they think they might move on for him from the Rams. I'm like, I don't think so, because that'll be just your luck that he'll go to another team and be just as good as he. Some guys have sucky years. Yeah. Sometimes guys just know how to prevent him from being a threat.
It'll come down to how much money he's going to make next year. Yeah. That's what it's going to come down to. Yeah. He could be a cap casualty. If they want to be that dumb.
Yeah, and there's going to be a lot of guys that are going to have to deal with that reality, because even if they raise the debt, the cap thing, it doesn't matter, because some guys that were promised a lot of money anyway. Look at
sorry.
He can't help it. Look, like I said, this was an impromptu pod, people, so just bear with him. He needs to eat and go to sheepy. I need to go work out, but that's why I'm stalling doing this damn pod, because I don't feel like doing Pilates, but I gotta do it. All right, so tying this all up, I just wanted to get out the energy that we all are very ready for this game.
Yes.
I do not worry about I don't worry about the offensive line as much as I only worry about the fact that Lane, I'm still worried about Lane, because I do feel like even if he's done tremendously, I don't know who most likely will he be across from. Do you know, like, offhand, like, who he would match up with? Because whoever he matched up with,
I don't think he gets Johnson.
Okay, because whoever he is, I don't want somebody to try to sucker punch him in the area because they know he's sore. So I feel like if that happens, there might be a fight. Do we predict a fight? How about that prop bet? Do we predict a fight? Because
I don't know if these two teams respect each other more. I don't think they're going to get chippy.
I didn't think
they may not get chippy. It all depends. Well,
I mean, Trent is a bully, but
yeah, Trent just got mad. That's all, because
Trent just got mad and he got checked by Sue. Did you hear the fines that came out of that?
Yeah, there's three 49ers got fined.
Yeah, but then also they find somebody from the Eagles who I didn't even think was part of it. They find Brandon. Brandon
For
Graham got
what?
fined more than anybody. I have no idea
For what?
why.
What do
I
you
have a
do?
feeling talking shit because it didn't make sense to me. If you look that back, they might have
You
said
can't
that's
find
what
you
started it.
can't find him for talking shit though.
You can't find him, but
He
they. I'm not lying.
he
I was on
he
Twitter and
he
people say he
does
got fined more than Trent.
he does that every game though, and they mic them up. They mic him up all the time, and he's talking smack.
I don't think he was
So
mic'd up then though. But here's the thing: Brandon got fined the most, but he got fined more than Trent Williams, which makes no sense because Trent Williams was the one that flipped
yeah,
Kayvon.
I'm sorry, I gotta look this
So
up right
I'm
now
trying to
while
figure
we're.
out. You do some research while you do that. I'm gonna talk as usual. I really do think that fights honestly delay the game. If this game was one of those games, like I told Eddie, if it goes into overtime, I think that that's the only reason to me why there could possibly be a fight. If they feel like the Eagles are actually giving them some work, there will be tempers flaring, especially if you got Jones and Frank Clark getting steamed. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
those are the threatening guys. Now, mind you, I still don't think Kansas City has great defense. So I'm not worried about offense. I'm just worried about cheap shots at some of the linemen. You know what I mean? Like they know that they can get off center quickly if they're not hearing the count right. Um, every now and then we all know that what's his name? What's our boy 69? He can get off. He can get off and fall down and bust his ankle and then come back in the game.
Yeah,
Who's our boy? What's his name? Why do I never remember his name? It's not Lane. It's the other one.
to my Dickerson.
Yes, thank you. I knew it
Yeah.
was D, but I just kept it's something. I kept wanting to say Lane
Wow,
Dickerson.
14,
Do you see
13,
it?
13 for sportsmanlike conduct.
Okay. What are the fines?
So yeah, so let's see. Trent Williams was ejected. He got
Which is chump change for Trent Williams, I'm sure.
12. He was right. He got $12,700 in
Okay.
fines.
I
So he
mean,
was
look,
right. He's right behind Brandon Graham. So
right. Did you see what Brandon got fined?
yeah, 13.
So he got 1,000 more than Trent, which I'm still trying to figure out how the hell that happened because
Now also, they say five other 49ers players. They didn't name them. Were fined
yeah.
separately from the incident. So
Okay.
their fines were almost 49,000. Almost they're like 48,
Oh, damn.
48 and change. And Eagles, two other Eagles players aside from Graham were also fined for a total of 30,000.
Damn. Now I wonder if Kayvon was one of them, but I'm thinking he don't make that much money. Y'all can't be throwing no 15 grand at him.
You gonna make the man? You gonna make the man that got slammed to the ground pay that much money?
I was
That's
about
messed
to
up.
say, you should. What do you get fined for being embarrassed for being tossed like a rag doll? Who was the other
Yeah.
person? Was it Hargrave? I wonder,
Well,
or
Debo
somebody?
probably got fined too because he was in
Oh
that.
yeah, Debo was in that.
He was
Yeah.
in that. That's what started it. They were
Oh
grabbing
okay.
each other's face masks, and then
Right. Okay.
that's when everything jumped off.
Yeah.
So
And Debo wasn't making that much of a difference like I thought he was in that game. So maybe that was it was obviously frustration because that happened later in the game. So
hmm
this is why I say little
yeah,
things can start to boil up when you know it's your last try. So that's why I say if they do have a fight, if you do have prop picks, I do feel like if there's a fight, it's because the game may go into overtime because
uh,
technically the Eagles are the home team, right?
yeah,
Technically the Eagles are the home team. So if the visiting team starts losing their cool early because they don't expect the Eagles to be playing so well, and how many times this hurts stress? I want us to play a clean game as long as we play clean, as long as we play smart.
yeah.
So if they start losing their cool a little bit, or if they don't lose their cool, that's what's going to start Frank Clark to blow up. Or
I kind of don't want to see an overtime. It's gonna fuck with my anxiety.
I agree.
Don't give me
No,
anxiety.
I agree. I agree. But I have total faith in Elliott to hit the 3-pointer. But at the same time, you don't want to see a Super Bowl game go into overtime.
Nah,
It almost happened. It
their
almost
kicker's
happened.
good. Their kicker's good too, though.
Bucher, yeah.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah,
good.
he is a
Yeah,
good kicker. Yeah, he is. This is why I say this game is going to be good because I do not feel there are too many deficiencies on either team. I think it's going to be very interesting to watch how the linebackers handle Travis Kelce because he's a slippery son of a bitch. You know, And anytime they've played this team before, I felt like Travis has managed to.
Yeah, but if you got CJ and then running the nickel, it'll be. I mean, he's going to be on him.
And let's just pray that we get a pick because we haven't had picks in a while. They're due. If you got
Yeah,
CJ and Devontae in
had a lot of breakups, but no, no picks
breakups,
yet.
flicks, but nothing has been a
Yeah.
pick six or even close to an interception. Like Reed came close.
I think we'll get one because Mahomes likes to just toss it up there, just throw it
Yeah,
out there.
yeah, he
So
does kind of get reckless when he
if
gets
he does
frustrated.
if he starts doing that, then
If he gets
I
frustrated, he does throw a lot, but then
because
so does
remember
Hurts.
because but the thing is, you got to remember like Hurts doesn't throw the risky passes like Mahomes will just throw it, and
Yeah, if Hurts does throw it, it's only because it got tipped. Like
in the
at least
secondary
lately.
in the
Yeah.
secondary, and we can finally boast it. We have one of the best secondaries in the league. So I mean, we're going up against theirs is whatever. They're used to putting up a lot of points to win, so we don't have to put up a lot of points to win because the defense keeps the game low.
Yeah, and I'm not expecting no 30-pointer this game. I think the game will stay in like it'll be like a 28-24 or 28-27, something like that. Like or even like someone said, I think I heard a score 27-26. Like they think it'll be by a point. Well, because the line didn't move supposedly in Vegas.
Yeah.
So it'll be a close one.
But do you really think? I mean, look, Kansas City was struggling against the Bengals defense, so I mean,
true. They haven't seen, like most people said, they have not seen our type of defense before. Nobody was really coming at Mahomes like that to the point where he couldn't get away quick enough. So
he's gonna be running for his life back there.
And that's the thing; he just kind of has to do that kind of pirouette thing he does when he knows he's getting.
The thing is, how long will that last though? Because
exactly
with his leg, with his ankle, that high ankle sprain.
Because even when he gets to the sidelines, he starts cramping up.
How long is that gonna last?
Yeah. And honestly, if I had a choice for the first play, I would think that the Eagles are going to actually run it. I don't think they're going to throw right away.
Well, I think they're going to run like crazy. And that team, their run defense is not that great. Just keep running on them. Run it on them.
I agree. I hope what they did with the last game where they mixed it up and like you saw some Miles and KG.
I think they're going to kill them with the RPO. They're going to kill them with it because they can throw out of it. They can throw out of it. They can run out of it. The quarterback can run out of it. Like everything.
Yeah, so. I think it'll be very interesting. And like I said, I know that people say like Kelce is this, Travis Kelce is this, but I said if there's one thing I know that Travis Kelce is, they said he's still getting over a back spasm issue or something with his back. So if he starts cramping up early,
but that's one player we're talking about.
It is one player, but I'm just saying in general, like he's going to be the focus, obviously, because of him and Kelce. But I think what's going to shock the world more is going to be Jason and how versatile he is on the line. I think that'll shock people who are watching this from like naked eyes, who've never watched these teams participate together. So, and also I will ask you for Media Day, did you see any of Travis Kelce or Jason Kelce's pressures? Because they had some
I've been watching, I've been trying to catch some of it,
Yeah.
I saw the one he was the video they were talking to each other about the jersey that he wears, the mom wears.
Yes.
And she was like, he's always been a mama's boy, like blah blah blah. He's like, he always panders the mom. He's like, he's
a baby. I understand that.
And she was like, but did you see the one where he's like, who do you save for drowning? And she was like, well, Jason has. She's like, well, what's name has kids, so I don't. He said, I want to grow. But she's like, so I gotta have babies now.
That's he said. He goes, I'm gonna find a breeder. He's like, I'm gonna find a breeder, and then all these girls started making this TikTok stitch to that, and then one girl was like, she was like, I volunteer my services to breed with Travis Kelce.
Oh God.
But yeah, no, I agree. I love all the footage. That stuff is actually worth watching. But like I said, today is just gonna be more of the same. I tell you one thing. I told my mom in Arizona, they definitely have better air quality compared to here.
Oh God,
so I'm kind of glad they're not playing in Philly, because if there's one thing I know about Arizona is that my mom's been there on many a bowling trip, and she's told me that it's a great source of scenery, as far as like there's not much obviously in the middle of the desert, but it's just the fact that scenically and air quality wise it's better.
Yeah, it's not the city,
so right, but they're inside, right? Like this is a they're not open air for where they are in Arizona.
No, I thought it was an open. I think it is a dome, but they can close it, I think, too.
Okay. So they might have a retractable roof, which of course they do, because Philly doesn't. That's why we don't have a Super Bowl yet. But how nice would it be if we would have one here? Oh God, the traffic would be a nightmare. I think everybody has to quit.
making these guys soft, playing them in domes.
Yeah, because what's coming in 2026, Eddie? What's coming here in Philly? What's the
The World Cup.
World Cup? Okay,
Yeah,
so and that's like an
uh,
exhibition game to me when I used to play work soccer games.
they
So that's
they 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 love the link though. FIFA.
oh my god, and so does Copa.
Yeah,
Copa's the other one. That's why I was
well,
like, okay,
because it's a decent venue. It's a good venue to use. Yeah.
yeah, I'm just saying that they have to be versatile. You would think with money that they're trying to put into the link when they had those windmill things for a while
Mm.
and then they took those down. I'm thinking I thought they took them down because they were thinking about getting a retractable roof. That's why I thought they took the windmills down.
Well, they're just not working. That's why they took them down.
I don't know. I thought it because the whole thing is they generate
Because they
electricity
still got the
through
solar. They still got. It's still mainly.
it's still mainly solar. Yeah.
Yeah, they said it's still like almost 100% uh relying on its own power, just about,
Right. Right.
with all the
Because that's
solar panels around the
they got the
thing.
panels on side the when you're coming on 95 and you see this panels
Yeah,
now attached to the side of the link. That's what they're proud. They're NRG is our new third party is our new sponsor.
yeah,
So I would think all that stuff was because eventually they would think about a retractable roof, before the World Cup comes, because I think that to me could prevent any weather delays because soccer is already long. So you don't need to be delayed if we suddenly have a rainstorm or we decide to have a freaking
Hmm.
torrential downpour like Moses out of nowhere and be like, well,
you know how expensive that's going to be to put a roof on that.
I mean, honestly, look, they're trying to build another stadium. So where do you draw the line with money in the city? You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if y'all trying to blow up Chinatown, knowing damn well they don't want no other stadium, that's a whole nother thing. I don't want to piss nobody off because we
yeah, I
like,
want to talk about that.
but I'm just saying a retractable roof to me would make sense. I feel like we would have more capital in if we were able to host our own Super Bowl.
Yeah, yeah. I just hate the fact that they won't, like, football is played in the elements. Why can't you play it
I
in the
get,
elements? You know?
I get you. I know that's the most popular argument is that it's not Super Bowl. We wouldn't have the snow bowl like we did back in
Oh, when they
2013.
played at the Giant Stadium, yeah,
Or no, or even ours, which baby took off during the Lion game. Remember, I told you I
yeah.
worked that game, and that was like the
Well,
best thing in the
well,
world.
remember the Super Bowl? New York had the Super Bowl the one year, and
Yeah,
everybody
yeah,
was like,
yeah, yeah.
and
No, I hear you.
that's when everybody complained. They're like, "Oh, well, the weather was so bad." I'm like, it's
It's New
February.
York, bitch, and it's
And
football.
it's February. Get over yourself. Like, yeah, it's fine.
Well, and honestly, straight up, if we still playing this game and they in Arizona, you have to keep in fact, even if they were here, there's still no snow here. So you imagine playing a game here and it's still not even snowing even in February.
Hmm.
Climate change. Anyway,
Yeah, exactly.
so all I will say is I'm looking forward to seeing Rihanna perform. That's a given. But I
Me too.
will throw it out there that I really hope she brings out some people because I do not think, and this is not hate on, don't even come at me. I know she got a Navy, but she is not a performer in terms of like Beyonce. I agree with Stephen A. Smith on that
Yeah,
because you look at Rihanna, you don't want to dance like her. You don't, you know what I mean? She's not a
yeah,
dancer. She's
yeah.
more of like a presence. So if she comes out there and she performs,
She'll probably bring. She'll
I hope she
she'll bring
pops out
somebody
with
with her.
like either Drake or somebody or Drake would be the obvious person, but I don't think they're cool like that anymore. I'm not sure. But I just want her to bring out some people because I feel like as many people as she's worked with, especially Kendrick, that's what won them their Grammy for loyalty. That would be
Yeah,
nice if he came out for a bit or somebody like that, but I don't think Kendrick would do that either. But I want some
I
surprise
expect.
guests.
I expect to have something. Something's gonna happen.
Something's gonna happen. But realistically, we're watching for not her performance, but what she's gonna wear.
Hmm.
She's a mama now, so she got them mama curves. So I'm sure everybody's hoping she's gonna be half naked. She does promote a lingerie brand as much as in makeup and skincare.
Hey,
So
I'm not gonna complain if she does. I mean,
no,
that's
and
good.
honestly, I got the sweats, so I gave in.
Oh, the Fetty thing.
I got my property of Savage Fenty sweats. I shouldn't have bought
Nice.
them, but I did. Whatever. Anyway, so we're excited, Eddie. I'm like you. I'm ready. I had to
Oh
talk
yeah,
because I was getting antsy. I figured I'd try to get you before you start to pass out on me.
yeah. Like Thursday. Like Thursday is tomorrow. I was like, man,
Halfway there.
half. We're almost there.
I know, and I purposely am taking a half day on Friday so I can speed up the rest of my week because my friend who does acupuncture is only available
Yeah,
on certain days, So I'm
Yeah.
like, work is slow. This is my opportunity for self-care. And I'm
Yeah.
trying to get my braids done on Sunday so I can kill most of Sunday until the game. So by the time my braids are done, it'll be game time. So I'm trying to book it so that I'm not sitting around being idle and doing stupid shit, you know?
Something
But
to keep your brain going. Yeah. So you're not
right, right. You know, I mean, it's bad enough that you
thinking
know
too
we're gonna
much
be
about this. Yeah.
right. Saturday, if you don't have your normal errands, it's like, what are you generally doing? You either decide to work out, you decide to get some nap in, you know, disco
Hmm.
nap, whatever have you. It's like, what are you doing up until Sunday at 6:30? You know what I mean? And
I'll
even
probably
then,
be
6:30,
I'll probably be cooking on Saturday or something.
yeah. Because honestly,
Yeah.
we know that they're not playing at 6:30. There's a lot of dead time. So you got time to sit there and see how the commercials are starting to look, because they usually show them even earlier now.
Hmm.
That'll be something to watch, you know, killing time. But they're gonna have a lot of bullshit before the kickoff begins,
Yeah.
you
Exactly.
know. And also watch Super Bowl 52 just for hype. I like to watch it every now and then. I think I'm actually gonna
Hmm.
pop that in while I'm making my fudge brownies tonight.
Nice.
It's nice to get hype. Watch some of the specials on YouTube. You know, they got some nice cut up, you know, of that year.
Does it still bring a tear to your eye when you watch it?
Honestly, it does. It excuse me. It's more so the speech that they had before they got to the Super Bowl that I get a little, because you know when Doug says, he goes, "All right, we're going to meet here," and he goes, "You're going to the Super Bowl," and I'm just like, "Oh my god!" And then I think the moment that Nick realizes that the time stopped and the ball dropped and it wasn't, which I swear every time I see 21, I sit there and go, "You almost had an interception," but
Yeah, he
whatever.
almost did. Yeah.
Almost had a pick. It was literally bouncing off his hand. But anyway, but that moment when they show Nick when he goes like this because he doesn't want to cry,
Yeah.
that's when I started to get a little like, because you could tell he's like, "Holy shit, I did it," you know, and then you feel a little bad for Wentz, you know, because every time you see him holding it, I know he's sitting there going, "Fuck my life."
Yeah, but you know, hey, he got a ring, so he can't. Like,
He did get a ring, and
he
honestly,
can't.
he
I
can't
mean,
bitch.
he can't because you know what? We wouldn't have got that far without him.
And this is
You
what people have
know.
to realize. I know it's very easy to dump on Wentz to end this, but the realization is that boy was balling up until his injury.
Yeah.
And he was trying his hard to come back, but it just was never working in his favor. And shit, that's what happens. But you still got a ring out of it. So half of your work is the reason why Nick got to shine.
Mm-hmm.
So they are
It's
literally
a it's
stepbrothers for
a
life for that year.
it's a team game. I mean, hey,
There's no I in team, man. And they
yeah.
proved that. And that's why I said this game isn't going to be no different. These dudes have been mentally tight since the beginning of the season. I think Jalen was on a mission to do right.
Even tighter than that team.
Even
now.
tighter than this team. I agree,
Yeah.
because I think that Jalen has had a mission in his life to complete what he started. And so I feel like people don't realize how much this is going to mean for him personally and his family, knowing that he's had nothing but people sleep on him and had to prove him wrong every time. It's just another match for him.
I love that they showed a clip of him in the huddle when he's like all hyped up and he turns to his guys and he's like, "Right now, everything you fucking got," and then he just yells that to him. And I was like, I love that part, and everybody just got all hyped up. I was like, I love that scene right there.
I love one of the
chills, and he's like, all you got right now. And everybody's like, oh, shit, let's go.
Well, you know what? My favorite, and speaking on that real quick, also too, I like when they show Malcolm Jenkins hyping everybody out before
yeah,
his speech is good too. And then the funniest one, if you want to go back to 05, whatever the guy trying to talk to Hollis, and Hollis goes, "I don't know what the fuck he said. He need to take his hands." That was the best moment.
Yeah,
like, we're gonna do it, and we're gonna do it, and Hollis goes, "I don't know what the fuck he said."
Just like yeah, yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, and I haven't gone back and looked at 05 Super Bowl. It kind of depresses me because I was literally in a plane, so I don't remember anything.
Well, I was sitting in Florida by myself watching that game.
Yeah, my dad was home by himself crying because he was pissed. That's when he swore off the Eagles forever after that game because he said, "I'm sick of the heartbreak. It's hurting me." Literally, he said it's hurting my heart. So, but anyway, praise the Lord. We got 4 more days. I may or may not come back on this pod again before then. If Eddie's not around, that's fine. I may just talk my own ass off for an hour. I didn't even mean to keep him this long, but he knows every time we get back on, there's always some stuff that pops in my head. So
yeah.
Go Sixers too. I think they're playing tonight. Are they playing tonight?
Yeah, they got
Are they going doing the Knicks again?
They got the Celtics tonight.
Celtics, okay. Because the Knicks, I think they play again like Friday, I think.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have won. They shouldn't have lost that last game, but that's a whole nother thing.
We don't even want to talk about that right now.
Let it go. Anyway, go Sixers, and most likely birds of.
Yeah,
our boys are gonna get it. I'm very
Come get it.
happy, and
I just want to
yeah,
see them
Birds of a
hoisting
Feather
that
will be back
Lombardi.
too.
I want to see them hosting that Lombardi one more time. Let's go. Let's go.
I told somebody, I said that 2 months ago. I said I really want Jalen Hurts to hold that Lombardi. I don't think the NFC was enough. Anyway,
Nah.
all right. Birds of a Feather. It's your girl AJ, Suburban Princess Eddie B.
Yep.
Fly Eagles fly. We will talk to y'all. I'm sure we will before the game, and if not, I might make an emergency. Don't be shocked. All right. Y'all enjoy. Watch some good footage if you're still hype. Have a drink.
Yeah, right.
Holla back.
Later.
Night, night.